Again, yeah, morning everyone. Finally getting to grips with this DJI gimbal. It's hopefully it'll produce some slightly less shaky video footage. To be fair, the iPhone stabilization is pretty decent, but it's just not quite there, especially if you're doing shots like this. Panning is a lot easier on this, and it's easier that I don't have to keep wandering around with my arm out like this all the time while I'm trying to take a video because of my massive head. So we are at a local wood to me. I'm not allowed to reveal its location because it's a private land, but it does have a walkway through it, and the owners have kindly given me permission to wander to this area. It's supposed to stick to the pathways, but I treat the woods obviously with, as I do with any wood that I go into, I treat it with a lot of care. I try not to disturb too much. So this is who I call Bruce. Hail to the king, baby. Anyone who's watched Evil Dead films will know why. It is an absolutely magnificent tree. I estimate probably got to be close on 350 years old. We have tried to look into the history of it to see if there's any history. It doesn't look like there is, but it was it's on a junction, and a lot of these trees were put on junctions so that carts and riders and stuff like that could see them in the distance. So yeah, I suspect it's been around since the 1700s, 1600s, something like that. It's yeah, it's some of its boughs you can see are quite damaged, unfortunately, and it will lose those, I think, in the next few years. There's one in particular that's just hanging on by a thread at the minute, but yeah, it's still a really healthy tree. The main trunk itself doesn't look like it's hollowing out or anything like that. So yeah, it's a really good tree, and I've got really nice conditions this morning as well. It's a poplar wood, so this is basically a farmed wood. So they grow these poplar trees, and then they trim them and they cut them back for the wood. I don't know what that wood's used for. I wouldn't have a clue, but it's very sort of straight lines. It's not very photogenic, but there are quite a few trees like this scattered throughout the woods. So young oaks. This one's the eldest, but it's got two siblings. One that's over there by the side of the road, and there's another one further into the wood behind this, sort of that area there. And they are basically the princes of this tree. They're the offspring of this tree, and they are pretty decent ones as well. So hoping to get a couple of shots of those as well this morning. What else can I say, really? It's just, yeah, a cool tree. I'm hoping for the sunrise when it does happen, which I think it already has, where we've got a thick bank of fog. Once it kicks over the top of that, we're going to get some really nice light rays coming in here. I had shot this tree before with light rays coming through the poplar trees here, but they had a lot more leaves on them at the time, so I'm not sure if that will affect the image and if it will improve it or worsen it. I don't know. The only thing you could do is turn up and take a shot and find out, which is what I'm doing this morning. Basically, I haven't got long because I have got to go to work this morning, unfortunately. So I just thought I'd come down here for a quick session and just see what it's like. I will show you the shot if I can get this thing to flip. Apparently you can just press that button, but it just says wait until. So I'm going to stop you and then I'll flip it and then I'll start you again. There you go. That's the easiest, simplest way of doing it, I suppose. So as you can see on the back of the camera here, that's the shot I've got lined up at the minute. I might change that if we do get some light rays and I'm in the wrong position. I have photographed from this side up here before. I haven't really photographed it from this side during a sunrise before, so I thought I'd try it in a different position this morning. Ooh, misses. Yeah, and just see what happens. It's getting brighter, so I definitely think that we're going to get some kind of light rays coming through. It's just a case of how many, but I'm going to take a shot. I've been taking sort of shots all through the morning, just to different conditions. As you can see, it's quite a long exposure at the minute because it is still quite dark. I could ramp up the ISO, but I'd like to keep that as low as possible. There's no wind, so it doesn't matter. There's literally no movement at all around me, which is good. So yeah, I'll keep you posted. If the shot is any good, and if I do get some with light rays, I will post it after this little section here, and I will see you further into the wood, because there's a couple more trees I want to show you and get into and have a look at in a minute. So we'll catch you then. Okay, so we moved to another location now. Same wood, just a different tree. This one is one of my favourites. He's known as a watcher, and at the minute, as you can see over here, the sun is starting to break through, and we're going to get some really nice light rays, hopefully. I haven't got light rays with this tree, so I might focus on this one this morning rather than Bruce, although that is looking pretty tasty over there, so I might scoot back over to there in a minute. There is some light now hitting this tree, which is really nice. Very soft, very diffused light, which is what you want. With the mist, you're breaking that sunlight up so it's not so harsh. It creates less contrast and just adds more depth, I suppose, because you're getting these beautiful, I mean, you can see it now, it's lit up beautifully at the minute. It's very soft, it's very subtle, but it picks up on camera really well, and when you come to edit the shot, it just makes it a lot easier. Not, you know, you can, there's something called, well, anyone who's a photographer knows dodging and burning, but you won't really need to do that when you've got this lovely soft light on it. I'm hoping, yeah, it's not going to be long. I reckon another 10-15 minutes and that sun is going to start piercing through this mist properly, and then we're going to get some pretty epic light rays, I'm hoping. So I'm just going to stop the video, flip it around, show you what's on the back of the camera, and then we're going to head back, I think, to Bruce, because I really don't want to miss the opportunity of getting Bruce in the light rays again. It'd be just a different shot to what I got last summer. So yeah, we'll get this shot first. So here we go. This is a shot we got on the back of the camera. As you can see, framed the tree up onto the left of the shot. So you got all those branches going off to the left, and that frames the poplars in the background. You got the nice, oh, I just took a shot there. Wasn't even touching it. But you've got the nice hedge line as well, which has got this old wooden fence in amongst it. So that creates a nice line as well. It's a kind of left to right shot. There's no leading lines into the shot, so it's without the mist, it becomes quite two-dimensional. I have tried to take it in the past where there's no mist in the wood, and it just doesn't work at all, unfortunately. I mean, it's an okay photo, but it just doesn't have this sort of depth that you get with this mist. But this is looking, these trees are all lighting up on the right hand side beautifully at the minute. So yeah, I'm going to get this shot, and then I think we're going to head back to Bruce and see if we can get some light rays on Bruce. See you there.